Today I'd like to talk about painter's block. It's like writer's block. You just can't get started. Um, it's a problem I've never had before. Um, and I'm usually working on several paintings at once. I'm working on a large painting and doing studies, so there's always like something to do, and I'm always like starting a painting while I'm in the middle of working on another painting. So it just, a blank canvas is usually hugely inspiring to me. But what had happened is for the last 3 years, I've been focused on rehabbing the house. So I haven't been focused on painting every day. And, it's a problem. So, and all these things that I was thinking when I get back to painting, I'm gonna have so many ideas. I'll be chomping at the bit, and I was gonna do paintings of my tools, and I was gonna paint by hands, and there's different like architectural things that I was sort of inspired by as I was going through this process. And those ideas are just generally boring, and I didn't strike while the iron's hot, and they would feel like chores if I was doing them, frankly. So, I found myself, I'm getting back into painting, and I'm working on paintings that are they're old. And there was a painting of Harambe the gorilla, which that was in the news like 10 years ago or something. So it tells you about it wasn't exactly a new painting. So I'm just changing the backgrounds. It's kind of just fiddling with paintings, and it's just like I stretched these two large paintings, and I had these large canvases, and I'm waiting to get started, and I'm like, I can't do it. I had painter's block. So, how I got over it is I just did something stupid and fun that I just, my daughter had this painting. It was hanging on the wall over here. It's what is it? Daddy, the Halloween Tiggy / the Pink Princess. It's just a drawing she had made of her stuffed animal. And it's just kind of goofy. And, I looked at her and it's like, here's something that she's inspired by, kind of like that's an interesting composition. I'm just going to do a painting of this Tiggy, her drawing. So I'm going to use that as my composition, So I just I drew it out of my canvas a little bit, just kind of rough. And then I put it on the floor, and I poured paint around it, and I painted it with the pouring technique that Jackson Pollock did. And obviously, I did that because it's fun. When you picture, being an artist, that must be fun. You're just like spilling paint all over it and calling that art. It's like, yeah, that's what I was doing. It was great. And that's just a starting point. Maybe I'm going to do, it's just house paint. I'm going to oil paint over that. Maybe I'll do a glaze and a layer, and I'll do this and that and change the colors, and, or maybe I'll end up painting over it. But the important thing is I got over my painting block. So I sketched out this painting of the back of my hands. That's something that I'd sort of wanted to do. And it's like I have that going now. And then just by chance, my dealer, Michael, he doesn't have his gallery anymore. So he had a bunch of my paintings in storage. So he was dropping those off to me. And I had to clean up my painting rack. So I went through all those, and I found stuff that, there's an idea that I had started, and I'll finish that up. And then here's some that I'm going to throw away because I don't want anyone to ever see them. And then other ones I'm going to paint over those canvases. So I have this wealth of canvases that I'm ready to paint over. So I'm hugely inspired. I've got all this work to do. Now I have too much. So, that's basically how I got over it. So, my advice if you feel blocked on something, it should be fun. Do something that you think is fun. Don't take it so seriously and put all this pressure on yourself. So that's basically what I did. And who knows, this Tiggy painting, it may start off as sort of a goof, but if I'm working on it, you have some passion towards something, some energy towards something, it could end up being it could be a decent painting. So we'll see where that leads. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to paint, and kind of excited that I did have painter's block because I was able to get over it. So that's basically what I have to say about painter's block.